What's up, dude? How's it going, man? Nice. Looks good, dude. Look at this. A whole new little thing. Where's our little watermark?
Oh, the logo. There you go.
There it is. Chat, what do you think of that? How's it been going, dude?
It's been going good.
We'll let this thing cook up. I'm trying to still figure out the old Instagram.
You got an alert? No, it's just that we're live.
It still doesn't work.
Yeah, technology, dude. I think Instagram's probably just not ready to handle the whole live stream thing yet.
Yeah. Well, that's odd. Whatever.
So we had a lot of fans requesting, wanting to donate, become super fans and subscribe, but apparently we can't do that unless we have 500 subscribers. So, share this thing.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
like the next phase on YouTube.
Damn. So we need 500 followers.
YouTube subscribers, yeah.
What are we at right now? Like 28?
We're at 83.
Wow, that's way more than I thought.
So,
3 of 100. Who's subscribed?
I don't know, but keep on sharing it.
Yeah, people help us get us to 500. Get us to the 500. I think that second episode would have helped a little bit, but
which one?
Yeah, the one we were supposed to do this past week. Sorry about that, chat.
Oh yeah, the midweek episode.
Midweek CrossFit episodes. What the people been asking for. Like fix my body.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm all right. A little sore. I didn't sleep the greatest. I slept really good in the beginning of the night, and then just in the middle of the night, I fucking got these trap issues. Just hurts. How about you?
Luke Lombardi. He is the co-host of the Nobo podcast. One of the top people in his job, working in sales and pro core, kind of leads the industry standards there on kind of best practice. Been in President's Club, and also a level 3 CrossFit coach who really has even expanded beyond the bounds of what was thought was possible.
That's touching, man. I appreciate that. This is Matt Yanchek. He's the co-host of the Nobo podcast. He's a man of many traits, a word full of wisdoms, or a man full of wisdoms. Coffee connoisseur. He roasts. He's a CrossFit level 3 coach as well. And he's the starter of usually all hobbies. He's a hobbyist. You want me to go into your job too?
No. Yeah, I got to make us a website for the Nobo podcast and get some merch up there.
Yeah, we got to get merch. But yeah, we're also just talking this was the last episode. We're going to do a bullshit intro. Okay. We got a lot of, comments in the Spotify that we need to do a more intro. So we're going to do probably a pre-recorded intro.
That's true.
Yeah, so we'll have something
every time.
You what?
It's going to be the same every time. Here's some of the new shirts going to drop soon.
Yeah, it's dope, dude.
Our boy at mastertshirts.com, Jamie Trainer, is going to print them for us.
Yeah, the Nobo podcast.
Yeah.
That's dope. What's it say?
It's generated, so Jamie will have to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, like all the stuff on the side. Is that real?
It's just gibberish, I think. We could put whatever we wanted there.
Yeah.
Established.
Yeah. We could put established. We can put no boundaries, no bullshit, whatever you want to put.
Both of those are cool.
Those are sick. Who would wear it? Anybody in the chat? We got a quiet chat this morning. I'm trying to ramp them up, get people in. My
Yes, we tried it morning time again. It's been a while since we did the old morning time.
I've done the morning, yeah. Do we got anybody in the Instagram?
No, I don't think we do.
That's all right. All right.
Maybe Trainer Jade up for a moment, but then he bailed. Jamie, just want to let you know if you're out there, man, you've been missed. Some of the fans been wondering where you've been. It's another t-shirt for you.
That one's dope too. Nobo. He's trainer. People are asking like when the CrossFit. You were like the CrossFit hot topic. You came in, you stirred the pot a little bit. You got the people talking. So
yeah, it's true.
Bring in like we said, if we have the energy, the capacity, like a pop up once a week, and maybe we do some CrossFit interviews, like interview some of the athletes that we work with.
Yeah, that brings to mind, Jamie, you're now like a CrossFit level 1 certified coach going through an internship. Us senior veterans here would love to, kind of help you out.
He lost respect for us, dude. He doesn't respect us anymore. He's done with us. He thinks we traded him, and like deep down we just love Jamie, and he's left us, man. He's on a boat right now, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the usual.
Yeah, touring the what islands do they call that? British Columbia Islands or something? Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands.
Something like that. I don't know.
Well, whatever.
The Keys.
Yeah, the Keys, but there's a different name. Like he's like in foreign territory, I think. He's in international water, so no fucking rules apply.
You ever wonder why you liked geography so much?
No, I don't know. I just remember 9th grade, we had geography class, and it was like we would do like you had to fill out every country in like Europe and Africa and all these different places, and it was just really cool to like learn about everything. So I was digging that. So
yeah, you went hard on that. I remember you started collecting maps. Your room was like plastered with different.
Yeah, I had my whole wall was covered in maps.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
It's all right, man.
I'll bring something back.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about the other day? Speaking of collections, do you remember the vending machines that had those little figurines, the homies?
I know what you're talking about. They came in like the little plastic things with like the colored lids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the figurines you're talking about. I never used to get them though. Adam did.
Yeah, they were 50 cents at Rocco's Pizza.
And you would get them?
Yeah, I collected them. I had a ton. I built this whole display case with like those model cars we used to get at, what's it called? In Jersey. What was that? The Haymart?
Yeah, Haymart. Yeah. Yeah, it had like 3 floors. It was in East Haven, right? Yeah.
I'd get these model cars and build them. So like they were like all these gangster homies in this box that I made with Pop. That was one of my collections.
And you got rid of it?
Yeah, eventually.
Where'd it go? Trash?
Yeah, my mom made me throw it out because it wasn't an antique.
Of course. Yeah. Could have made it more rustic. That was one of the reasons. If she's watching this, Rose, it's because you threw away his fucking figurines.
So, man, what you been up to? What you been?
Yeah, I've been good, man. Been good. Got a lot. The structure of the podcast has, been consistent. We've been happy with that. We're different time of day. I think it doesn't matter as long as we have, something posted where it alerts the people. Shoulders just still injured. Like as I'm sitting here, you just feel like numbness on the left side of my body, just like weakness and dull. Like my shoulders are round. It pisses me off. My traps like fucking going into my neck. So, typical frustration there. What else has been new with me? I'm alive. I almost died the other day. We'll talk about that. I fell off a mountain. If people are wondering, we got some footage. We just need our CTO to send us the clip.
Yeah. Our tech girl.
Yeah, but that was crazy. I almost died there. Fitness, like CrossFit, really. Again, I'm just going to harp on this. When you see the video, it's just going to show that fitness, CrossFit, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, you got to do something because you never know when you're going to be in a dire situation. And I saved myself because of fucking CrossFit.
It's 100% true. I watched it. I had first row seats to the whole incident. My guy, I'm still blown away by like just time. Like the way I saw it go down, it was like a 30-second thing, which is why I kind of didn't really react that much because I was just like, oh, he's good. Then I watched it kind of slide down. And then I was like, oh, he's sliding. I didn't even realize there was a cliff. And then like, you grabbed the branch and you were just hanging with your feet. And then I was like, oh shit, like that's an actual cliff. But then you like injured yourself up there.
Yeah, I
But then
think
when
it
we
was
watched the video, it was literally like, and you were hanging.
5 seconds. Yeah, that's why everybody else was like, "Oh, what a little baby." I think most people would have fallen.
Like down,
Yeah,
probably.
I think like the second they hit the ground, I don't know. I mean, I got lucky with like just life in general that there was a branch there because nowhere else on that cliff there was anything.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't have fallen the full 10, 15 feet, whatever it was, but I think I would have hit something and then fell again. I probably would have busted something for sure.
I could see that.
Yeah, I probably would have broken my legs or ankles or wrists or who knows. I don't want to know. Especially since I was falling backward. But, we'll be cautious moving forward.
What got damaged there? Anything?
I just fucked up my whole side. It still hurts when I was sleeping last night. I can't lay on that side.
Yeah, just
And
some bruises and shit.
Yeah, I'm a side sleeper. Yeah, it just bruises. Nothing bad. I mean, I worked out yesterday. It was fine, but jacked up the old body. So if we get the footage, we'll show you that. But mountain biking incident, survived. In a situation like that, how well do you rate yourself of like respond? Like, would you ever be able to be a first responder? Let's just start there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think I'd be the hero. Like, this is like that good old question of like, all right, you're on an airplane and it starts to go down. What are you doing? Or like it gets hijacked. That's the better one. If you're on a plane, it gets hijacked. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'd like to think I'm the hero that like figures out some plan to fuck up the hijackers. But then like reality, maybe I'm the little bitch that just hides in the corner and cries.
I think you'd be the type that would just like think so methodically about it. And by the time you're ready to execute, it's like, it's done. There's nothing you could do. Like, yeah. I think your response time would just be too slow because you'd be too methodical about whatever the hell's happening.
What would you do?
I think I'd spring into action a lot quicker than you.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I think I'd spring in. We were with Sam mountain biking, and of course, typical Sam, he just disappeared. He was gone. Wasn't there to help. Didn't even check in on us. 5 minutes go by, we're still not with him. Like, even when you were way in front of us on the beginning of the trail, it was you out in front. I was in the middle. Sam was behind me. Both of us were like curious where you were.
Really?
Like, I was like, did he fucking fly off the mountain? Like, I couldn't hear you, didn't see you. So like right before we got to you, I was like, that turn is coming out. One of the turn offs, and I was like, maybe he's up here. If he's not, I was gonna stop and like be like to Sam, have you seen him? Because I was like trying to figure, because we ran through a couple sus spots.
That was a fun trail, so I just was like gunning it.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, I got the GoPro, so I was like, I'm gonna get them go around this turn. So I stopped.
Yeah, freaks me out. Some of the spots were like sus cliffs.
I think that's
from the range.
Down.
Yeah, I mean, where the incident happened, that was not anything besides my speed.
Yeah,
I like.
Where were you looking? Were you looking down to turn?
Probably.
Remember how Neil was like practicing with us, making us look through those berms?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of one of those spots that you
should have done that. Yeah. Well, who knows? I mean, I guess the way gravity works, if I fell at some point, it's not a drop like this. It turns like this at most points. So yeah, I'd fall. We'd call fucking Sarge. Sarge would fly in. Or somebody, the Coast Guard, would come in and pick me up on a helicopter. But
Missy's in the Instagram chat. Missy, I heard you were in LA. You didn't even swing by.
She did not. She was busy, dude. She told me she was busy.
Together.
Yeah. We did have Mannion that day. I forgot.
Yeah.
They skipped fucking Mannion.
Actually, I'd probably smart. She wouldn't been able to walk.
Yeah, or get on a plane. Didn't me and Ken did a WOD. What was the WOD me and Ken did before we went to the Bahamas?
I don't know.
It was something long because I remember just being wrecked, like sitting in the plane. I think it was a heavy deadlift workout.
Missy says, "What up?"
What up?
What
What
were
up?
you doing in LA? Do you know? Missy, what were you doing in LA?
I don't think she was working. I think they were just traveling.
Lunch at this spot. You were at Neptune's Net. You didn't hit us up. It's right down the street.
Yeah, that's literally 30 minutes away. We could have popped down there. uh, you know,
Josh in the military? No, Josh was in the military, right?
it was not anymore. I don't think.
Has he ever
This
been to
is-
that base, Missy? Point Magoo?
What,
Boozing
what?
and all sorts of things. No. No? You know someone got stabbed there one time, Missy?
She probably didn't. Ashes, you upset her, dude, that we're so close.
No, Josh has never been to that base. We could have showed you around.
Yeah, we would have picked you guys up, even the best friend. We would have picked them up. We went to LA the next day when you guys left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're right to LAX.
we were actually right near the airport.
What were you there?
Century Boulevard. But not many people from the East Coast have come out to visit.
No.
But where's the trajectory of the podcast going? Like, what's our new structure look like? Did we change the structure? We still got current events. We just went over our daily stuff. So what's new with you? What's new with you? A lot of shit happening in the Ancheck house.
Still can't find a bigger fish tank. Biggest thing probably coming up is I got PT tomorrow.
That's the biggest thing going on in your life.
Yeah.
PT. All right, let's tell people about your PT because they love to hear it.
Sam really fucking fucked with my head yesterday, but like I think there's something wrong with my left side.
Paralyzed. I think you're partially paralyzed on your left side of your body.
It's just this left knee is falling in, and it's it started with the hip, it's hamstring. So I found one more person here in LA, see if they could figure out what's going on, and then that doesn't work. Well, this one's an oral surgeon. I shouldn't say PT. It's an oral surgeon. Orthos.
Huh?
Orthopedics.
Yeah. He's not an oral surgeon.
Idiot.
So you're going to an orthopedic surgeon for PT?
Yeah. No. Just was misidentified. Just to see.
Okay, so you're going to a doctor.
Yeah.
To have them evaluate.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
See
Okay.
if there's anything like legit fucked up.
I would suspect probably something with a labrum, like deterioration or fraying. Yeah, but you don't have any pain at like the bottom of the squat, and like labrum sits in this joint, and like as you move around, that's where I would imagine the pain happens because it's just bone against bone. Yours is like an impingement or something, which I think impingement is like at some point can become a tear because now it's like pinching the cartilage that wraps around it. So at some point can tear it, or you're just like poor mechanics, or like you're just strong everywhere else. So it's like, oh, the glute turned off and then stopped working, and now it's so weak that you got to take peptides.
Which might be another option. I'll definitely explore that. And then like I really want to go to the squat you guys. So if this doesn't really help at all, or if they just recommend surgery, I don't know if I'm ready to commit to like full-blown surgery. I feel like it's still early for that.
I don't think you need surgery. Yeah.
This seems too early.
Yeah, definitely too early. The PT thing's frustrating though, right? Because when you go move, like even doing it on your own, moving the right way is really hard.
Yeah.
And then once you start moving the right way, you start to feel these things move, and then your muscles burn out super quickly. And it's like, I mean, you're probably the same as me. We want to see results right away. And we're like, okay, nothing's better. I still can't move my lat. I still can't do this. The squat still looks like shit.
I think the biking was the most interesting.
Because like a normal functional thing isn't working anymore.
No, like even like I would deliberately try my best to keep pushing my knees out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could still feel my left one at a certain point in the pedal, like still fall in slightly. And dude, it was working me to do that, to bike like that. Kind of like running, at a certain point, like we're going uphill. I'm getting tired. I'm like, oh, fuck the whole, I don't give a shit the knee anymore. I'm just getting up this
hill. Yeah. I think part of it is it's kind of crazy because doing sports or like any sport you're doing, something strength training, you get so strong elsewhere because we're like, right, we're training quads, hamstrings, glutes, and everything else around it. Your whole posterior chain is just like this super powerhouse. So all those little muscles, when they're not working, I'm guessing you just don't realize it because everything else around it starts to just be like, oh, I'm going to work and I can compensate for this. And all of a sudden it's like bad news because like normal things, like it doesn't bother you when you run.
No, and like even when I'm doing single leg squats, like both knees can track out. Like that doesn't bother me. It's something, I swear, there's something going on with the hamstring is where my inclination is going.
I have no guesses. I don't even know.
So we'll try to dig in there. But yeah, I'd love to go to Squat U guy because he just seems very knowledgeable with weightlifting and stuff. I've been reading a lot of his stuff. It's deep though. So like I'd rather just have him evaluate it than me trying to figure it out.
And give you like a PT session or like a plan.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's expensive.
Yeah, it's going to be a flight out to Missouri, a flight back.
Yeah, like the protocol, like he's going to see you once. Like people fly to him.
Yeah.
And spend like a day there or weeks there.
No, like the day. Like it's like, you live like a rich person.
Yeah.
Going to New York City tomorrow to just, meet with my doctor, get my physical, and then I'm going to head down to Hawaii.
I'm guessing he like makes a prescriptive plan for you is my guess. That's what I'm getting at.
I would assume so.
Yeah, because then you're not going to see him. But then I'm curious how he continues to make funds, but maybe he doesn't.
Well, he's an established PT person, so like this is just on top.
Yeah.
I'd just be like a client.
Yeah, from further distance, but okay. So you got PT coming up. That's the biggest highlight of your life. Nothing else.
There you go. So like totally normal.
Hey, Ron. Okay.
But like, look, they tell you the airport, they tell you the hotels, car rentals. Like, so I think a lot of people actually just do this.
Yeah.
It ain't cheap, but
yeah. Does it say like what one session costs?
Yeah. Treatment costs, non-insurance, initial eval 400, follow-up 200.
Holy Toledo. So yeah, you got to be going into this getting ready to spend $1,000.
That's non-insurance though. They do take health insurance. You just need this signed physical therapy prescription, which I get from my doctor.
That's easy. That's dope. I mean, even if they covered half of that, $200 for somebody that's like very reputable and like can give you a set of, let's say 10 different like prescriptive exercises. And then you're going to have potentially like a follow-up in 12 weeks and just fly back out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty sick. When are we going?
So I'm going to try this orthopedic surgeon first. That don't work.
Lay down.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And yeah. What's going on in my life? That's it, dude. Am I missing something?
No, I think that's it. I mean, we always just dig into like the Luke Lombardi life. I'm not sure how deep Matt wants to go into his life ever, but the gym's good for you, man. Your physical health, we're working on it. Diet's still the same. Nothing new with you and the wife.
We finished the Murphy bet.
Nice. Okay. I mean, you got like, you're probably one of the most interesting men alive on Instagram. All right. Well, that's the segment of the Matt Yanchek story.
Am I missing something?
No. I mean, like nothing, dude. Nothing. You're not getting like an animal or anything.
No, I don't know where that is. That's all on Trill.
We'll interview Trill on that. Chat, don't forget, you can subscribe again to YouTube. Call in 805-941-0760 if you're walking and not watching. That's the number. If you want to J up live video and have your face in, you can comment live call-in show. I was thinking, so we watched the Savan show, CrossFit. If you don't know who Savan is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Savan. Yeah, but I know I heard some people saying something else yesterday, which is why I was curious.
Or Sevi.
Yeah, okay, that's what I heard. Savvy I knew was the joke, but then somebody else said something else, and I was like, "Oh, maybe that's his name," and I'm just saying it wrong. Interesting name, first of all, but anyway, big CrossFit podcaster. He's got a strong personality, and like they're very, we'll call them not bullies. They're just very blunt, very dry sense of humor. Most people wouldn't laugh at them, but resonate because I feel like we joke like that. So we're gonna do our CrossFit segment like that. We're trying to find a third host to Jay up with us.
And we need a tech person.
Yeah, we still need a tech person. We'll find that at some point.
Well, should we get into the CrossFit shit?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, like, that's our life, nothing crazy this week. I almost died on a mountain bike. Matt's got PT. It's really fun. Yeah, speaking of the CrossFit, and then I got some topics I want to go over, some dig into some deep gritty shit.
All right. Where do you want to take the CrossFit thing? I got my opinions.
Well, we were talking about something last week. Anybody in the chat, remind me us what we were talking about? Yeah, go. Just take it wherever you want, because I forget what we were talking about.
So I'm just going to keep digging into this CrossFit sport thing.
Okay.
I think another reason, another big reason why I don't think it should be a sport is because with sport, people try to find the most optimal or efficient way to do something. And if CrossFit is this training protocol, there's a certain way you do certain movements to get the best benefit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to make sure everything's properly engaged and you're using the right muscles and all that stuff. But when you're going for necessarily intensity or speed, sometimes we let some of those things go, right? I think you made a good workout yesterday, which had a movement that really could highlight that, what I'm trying to say. So yesterday we had hang dumbbell, single dumbbell hang split snatch. So for those that don't know, you're taking a weighted object, a dumbbell, you're going to hang over it, and then you're going to go directly overhead with it and land in a split or like a lunge position.
Okay.
Benefits there. What are we trying to train? We're trying to, train and practice, in my opinion, the split position as a big factor. And then you get all the benefits of the snatch, the dumbbell snatch, of course, too. Now, proper mechanics, what you would want out of this training protocol or this movement would be like really trying to practice your split, like really good, solid, stable split, contact with the floor, depth, getting under the dumbbell, so that when like you're doing a split jerk with like 300 pounds, you still perform the same mechanics, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say they threw that in a games workout, right? Like what standards do you put on the split? Like the legs just have to not be on an equal plane. So like I could just short split every rep, like just straight legs, land on one tiptoe in the back and like move my front foot out like an inch.
Yeah.
And like crank out reps. I could go way faster like that, right?
Because technically it's a split.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing as like a push jerk and not moving your feet, because like, right, we could broaden it and make somebody go wider. Like your feet have to move, but there's no standard. Like you can't make a rule about that saying you have to do this, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then let's say that is a games workout. People in your gym watch this games workout. This workout comes up, and then they're all just doing that. And then as a coach, you've got to somehow try to unwind and make the sales pitch of like why they should not be doing it that way and should actually be like trying to get good mechanics. It kind of like, that's why I feel like the sport, I guess what I'm trying to say is the sport of CrossFit kind of breaks the mechanics, consistency, intensity continuum when you start looking at it like sports.
Because, well, yeah, and I guess that's where people lose it, because they treat training workouts as if they are competitions. Right. Like events, like the games.
Consistency, intensity. I feel like if you're doing it for sport, you're just going right to the intensity piece. You don't give a fuck about the mechanics.
Yeah, and most people are, which is why I like when we get comments of somebody's like, I'm here to just, move fast. I need to get my heart rate up, or I need to sweat a lot, or I need to do this. I'm not doing the strict pull-up because it's dumb. And it's like everybody else in CrossFit, like you don't see people doing strict pull-ups in the games or in the open or this. And it's like frustrating, or like the hollow body holding a neutral spine versus like the hips
Yes.
dangling. To your point, yeah, there's a lot of pieces that could be adjusted. People argue things, but to the point about it being a sport, you're right. Yeah, people are gonna, because it's like not in football. They're not like, here's how you have to throw a football like this. It's like, I don't care how you do it. The objective is to score. That's the same thing in any sport. Like where there are rules you need to follow, but there's not a standard, and that's where I think CrossFit can't be a sport. You can't
Who
put
uses football to train?
nobody. But even like remove the training aspect from it. Think about it on a different level, right? Even like CrossFit can't be a sport because we're constantly just putting like rules. The one that they did recently with the box step ups and the head has to be over it. It's like, why
Yeah.
is that a rule?
Yeah.
The point was to step up on the box. Hips had to open. I get it. Like, right. You want people to look good and all that, but you can't just add new rules every time we do something.
Yeah.
That's where they're losing people. You can't just be like, gotcha. The standard, the rule book said this. And it's like, why are we changing rules all the time? Why are
Yeah.
we one day saying muscle ups can't be gliding and the next day they can be? Why are we saying this? Why are we changing this? Why are the handstand push-ups allowed to be this many feet out? Why is like, it should be like, no, handstands got to be inside your shoulders. If they're not, there's like fucking gray area. Or like, we're always adding rules and then people are always riding the line of figuring how to break it. And here's
Yeah.
an example. Class workout did not say alternating dumbbell snatches yesterday. You as the coach would be like, to training, we always alternate, do it alternating today. Somebody's going to look you in the face and be like, it doesn't say it, so I'm not. I'm doing 5 on one side. I'm doing 8 on one side. I'm doing 10 on one side. I've had that so
Yeah.
many times. And people will do that with every workout. It doesn't say, the workout doesn't say, this doesn't say, that doesn't say. It's like, it's implied. Like we're training to get better. You don't
Yeah.
need to move like an idiot. You don't need to move poorly. You don't need to move bad because bad mechanics result in when it actually does matter, you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But people are always going to be looking for a way out of everything. They read rules and they're going to be like, well, it didn't. And that's where it's hard and frustrating for CrossFit because.
Yeah. The sports hurts the training, I think. The
Yeah.
sport of CrossFit hurts the training.
Well, the sport of CrossFit hurts the training, but I also think the sport of CrossFit is impossible to drive home. It's really hard for these people.
Yeah.
As like the games runners, facilitators to make people do a certain thing.
Yeah. Here's another example of what we're talking about here. Nothing against this person. Again, I think we're talking about the broader picture, but here we got a games athlete rowing. And have you ever seen the row taught like this?
No.
Do you think this row is good for average Joe's shoulders?
No.
Like, and
Do you
again,
think that's good for him?
Probably not, but I think he's just figured out some way to get the most tension on the chain. And,
Maybe not even the most tension. He's figured out how to get the furthest range, and he has the imagine. And well, first of all, no, this workout had snatches in it. So why are we doing this with the snatches in it?
But anyway, let's just say that, like, maybe he only does this row like this for his games workouts. Like he knows it puts his shoulder. The messaging though is just like every average Joe sees this workout, comes up with rowing. They're like, oh, I gotta try that.
Yeah, open that back up though.
No, you got your whole class.
I want to see what some of these comments are. What's Taylor say? Taylor mid-self.
This.
Yeah, so what are some of the comments and or replies? It's a way of making your stroke twice as long, but also takes twice as long. Yeah, just like people
They're just trolling Savan.
Yeah. Everybody just goes after Savan. Definitely something Savan would do. Yeah, this is why all gyms, ergs are broken. Yeah, so people are just like, they love the sport. Be curious what our viewers have to say.
But again, this just kind of goes to my point. Like, sure, maybe this is some optimal way to get the row done faster. You get more chain, but like it puts you in just a compromised position.
Have you ever had somebody come into the gym and argue like the games athletes do this?
Yeah, once or twice.
Have you?
Luckily, it hasn't happened recently, but yeah, there's been.
What were the things, if you remember?
I think one was like an ollie lift, and
Somebody
it's like
said something.
yeah, but I forget who it was. I think it was Josh Everett, one of the famous Olympic lifters, did a whole breakdown like where he was analyzing CrossFitters, and he's like, damn, these guys are like freakishly strong, but he's like, they could probably do so much more if they practice the technique a little bit better. Like, some of the way they pull off the ground, or, some of the catch positions are just like not sound.
Do you think Greg wanted this to go this way?
No, and dude, I like want to call in when Greg's on, but I'm scared.
What are you scared for? They always do the podcast in the middle of the day, so I'm always working. It's so dumb.
But I want to just ask Greg. I want to be like, Greg, do you think CrossFit should be a sport?
Has anybody ever asked him that? I mean, you watch Savan stuff all the time.
Not on my podcast now.
Interesting. I just wonder, at a point, I don't think he was expecting it to go the direction it went. And now where we're at, it's like folks take it too far, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I could see it like, if you just look at a local comp, or like, I don't know, I'm sure like one day at the ranch, they were like, yo, let's have a little competition. Let's see how fit people are. And like, it was like, oh, this is really cool. This is really fun. And then you kept doing it. But again, once you start catering to the masses and you start making this like a profession, then people, treat it like a profession that just dedicate all their time to like trying to become the best
and train,
no matter what it takes. And again, that's where I feel like intensity takes priority over mechanics and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think go for it, do the profession, all of those things. I think if you're going to commit to it and you're going to train and you're going to do that, let's pull away from all the idea of the non-average, the normal people, like, right? Anybody going to the games, like, there's rules. And if you're going to fucking complain about them on Instagram that like you got no rep or you didn't do this, it's like your job as that athlete is to read the rule book. Yeah. Hands down. Like, so do it. Stop complaining that you got disqualified, or stop complaining that you got shortened reps. Like, that is why you pay somebody as a coach, most likely, or yourself. Like, you should be aware of whatever. Like, there's no NFL linebacker or anybody that's like, I definitely wasn't holding there. And it's like, it's a new rule. You were holding. It's the rule and you didn't know it, and you're getting fined $10,000.
I think that's a good example, though. Like the NFL, they all fucking cheat.
Yeah.
You hear it in the interviews. Like, yeah, I usually always kind of false start, but these refs were a little bit more, privy to that rule. So then you can't, for that game, you don't do it as much.
Yeah. Like, and you have to play the game. That's part of it. Yeah.
Well, that new rule that came out last year, something about the offsides thing. What was that called? Remember, like, there's the line, and like some people.
It's a rule that it's always been. I forget what it is, but they've just really started emphasizing it a lot. And like, you basically got to like check in with the ref, like, hey, am I good? No, okay, let me adjust it, because that is the rule. Yeah. You just don't, like, some of these games athletes have posted on social media, like basically asking for the masses to fight for them. And it's like, so you're going to get 10,000 people to email CrossFit, and CrossFit's going to press the delete button, because if they are like, Ellie Turner, you can do this, you can switch whatever region you want because you decided to. It's like, no, it's not how the rules work. Like, there are rules set in place. There are then biases and a lot of other issues that go into it. If we're like, yeah, Ellie, you can do what you want, sweetheart. It's like, no.
It'd be like an NFL player complaining about a call that was made.
It'd be like something like this. It'd be like a Patrick Mahomes complaining about something and the ref being like, all right, you're right, Pat. You're good.
That was
And
an
then
interception, man.
yeah. And then the next game, them being like, oh yeah, Brock, we don't like you. You're good, but you're not the Mahomes. You're not the face of what we got going on. Like your opinion doesn't matter. Fuck you. And like at that point, if you're gonna give something to one person, you got to give it to everybody, especially how we have cameras and microphones and everything else everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like these whiny ass bitches piss me off. But I'll just be flat out there. Like if you're gonna compete in it, go for it. Like you got to step up and you got to pull your head back. Whatever the rule is, do it. Fucking do it. Stop complaining, being like, well, that's never what I trained. And to CrossFit's defense, it's gonna be yeah, because you know why? Because you train like a fucking cheating asshole. That's why. You don't open your hips, you take reps off, whatever you might do, you're not doing what the rules are. So that's why in training, all of a sudden you get into this competition, you're like, well, what are these rules?
Yeah.
Like imagine if CrossFit walked in and said,
like being an online comp, kind of like what you're talking about. Yes, we got cameras and whatnot, but it's like, I think CrossFit should make open and quarterfinals pretty fucking simple to judge movements. Like everyone was saying, like instead of box step ups, why not just step overs? Like you just make everything so much easier.
why don't we just get rid of the online shit? Do the open online, and then after that, you treat it like a tennis tournament or like any other like global competition. Cool. Here are the 4 different regions. If you want to go, it's a 2-week comp. You stroll up. If you're not ranked, you compete in the qualifier round.
Yeah.
Some of you move on, some of you don't. And then we literally just like imagine if it was like tennis, like the US Open. It's a 2-week tournament. It's like the top ranked people go against these people. And if the 2 days before the tournament, there's a bunch of qualifiers and they play each other and they go head to head. And then you make it in. And then all of a sudden you're going head to head against fucking Nadal or Federer or Djokovic or whoever all these new guys are. It's like your first round is going to be against one of the best because that's how the ranking system works. That's how it's always been. If you want to play, cool. If you don't, shut the fuck up. And maybe it doesn't have to be that intense, but what if they were like, East Coast is going to be in, let's say, I don't know, like Philadelphia. It's going to be at the 3 stadiums. We're going to have events going on. It's going to be a 2-day event, Saturday, Sunday, and you're going to have 6 workouts. If the top 50 move on to the games, and we just do that per region. All of a sudden, the CrossFit Games has 200 people in the men, 200 in the women, and we just go head to head. And you have a real sport, not this corny thing where it's the same fucking people every year, because the Open is definitely biased towards a certain breed of people.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing it in your gym, it's a whole different thing. There's no travel involved. Like imagine sports. It'd be so different if it was like the Eagles are in the Super Bowl and we're going to play in Philly because they have a better chance of winning.
Yeah.
Or the Kansas City, you're going to play home because you've won the last 2 years. We're going to put you home so you have a better home field advantage. It's like, no, we're going to actually fly all of you to this location, a field that's new grass, inside, fans from all over, and you're going to play on this stage that you don't know or that you've only played in once. It's not your home field. You have to travel. You're fatigued, whatnot. It's like Greg used to do CrossFit. Cool. He woke everybody up and he said, get on a plane. We're going to California.
Yeah, remember when they did that one year?
Mm-hmm. And like, it was so different. Now it's just, I don't know.
Big.
It's too what?
Too big. Like when you said get rid of online quarterfinals, like that reminds me of regionals, which was awesome back in the day.
But that's how a sport works.
Yeah.
It's like there are real judges. It's like we talked about before, though. Quarterfinals currently. How legit are they?
I don't know. You don't know.
They're only checking the sus people, or the top people.
Yeah.
Because like their theory behind it is, well, Joe Schmo, like you'll find out if this is legit or not. Or like anybody that says they're qualifying will watch your video. But it's like, well, why are we only admitting the top 30 people? Because the top 30 people in any sport are usually going to stay pretty neck to neck for the most part.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's a fair point. Like, I know CrossFit's whole thing is like, let's make sure that anyone and everybody can do the Open. But I think to your point, it's like, well, let's look at your average affiliate. How many people actually even want to do the Open? How many people actually sign up? Okay, so maybe it's like, I don't know, 25%.
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm sure there's some gyms that it's more like 50%, but you know, what if you made a little more rules to it? You have to have a registered judge
Yeah.
if you want to do the open. Like make it a little bit more closed down.
Competition. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not so much for the open.
Yeah, not just being like, oh, well, we're just going to submit somebody's like name under it or whatever. That's why I was saying like regions. There should be like, there's plenty of seminar staff. It's like you're in control of the Ventura County. This person's in control of this county. This person's in control of this county, and it's like
that.
maybe not county, but
They're trying to appease. They're trying to make this so everyone can do it, but at the same time, like as you move up, they try to tighten up the rules and make it more like a competition. But it's like, well, I don't know. I paid $20. I'd like to know if I'm actually, or I paid $50 for the quarterfinals. Like, I want to know if I'm actually the rank I am, or if there's like 8,000 people ahead of me that cheated, or didn't do the movements to the proper standard, or didn't even do the workout, just put in a score.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Or like did the workout at their own pace or whatever. Yeah. There's so many different things that variables that happen. I don't know. To your point, there's a lot of work that CrossFit needs to do as a whole to make it a sport.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
And like you could use the same marathon analogy, right? Like you pay $150 for a marathon. How do you know? I think it's a much slimmer margin of people who cheated in a marathon.
But let's think about it this way. So something you just said, let's make it fun. It's a competition. Why is it like CrossFit? Why does it have to be fun?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's a competition. People are paying because half of the people are like, no, this is for real. This is my job. This is my career. And this shouldn't be fun for everybody. Like, why are we making workouts to be fun for people? That's the affiliate's job as a business. If CrossFit wants to be a corporation that's running a global competition where people are making money and sponsorships and other brands are putting money in, it shouldn't be like, oh, this is so fun. CrossFit is fun. It's like, no, it's not. It's competition. The affiliate, that's your responsibility. If you don't have to even talk about the open if you don't want to. We could be like, hey, here's an email. If you're doing the open, shoot me an email. We're going to put time together on a Saturday afternoon after class is done. If you want to do the open, it's from 12 to 2. We're doing the open every Saturday.
Yeah.
And aside from that, if you don't want that, go to a gym that does competitions. I don't fucking know what to tell you. Like, our gym is not very into the open. So we could simply just be like, yep, that's how it's going to be. We wouldn't.
Interesting. Our gym is like, they don't mind doing the open workouts, but yeah, signing up for the actual competition is like low.
Yeah.
And it's like, to your point, like, I think they just like the fact that like we're doing like a Friday Night Lights thing and there's some judging or some counting going on and you can kind of treat it competitively, but like we could do that at any point. We could do that tomorrow if we wanted to.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it would matter. They'd be stoked to do it.
Yeah. But CrossFit's got some work to do. I think this is like one of those, we need more bodies in here to kind of like argue us or agree with us and just like bring other perspectives to it. So same deal. Anybody out there, call in, click the link, do your face on here. We'll throw you in here if you got an iPhone. CrossFit's an interesting thing. It's got a lot of work to do. The other piece to it is like, patience is key because no sport was made overnight. Like when people started playing, let's say baseball for the first time, a lot of people probably were like, the fuck is this? This is dumb. This is stupid. And then over time, it'll evolve. It will work. Like CrossFit will probably be a legitimate sport in 10 years. Like there will be set rules where once a year, they're like, hey, we're going to release the rules on everything. Like we also don't need to test like random fucking things like crossover single unders. It's like, no, let's just do double unders. We don't need to add in these new variances in the competition. Like if you want to shorten the rep and do whatever you want on a split jerk, that's fine. Go for it. Y'all move like idiots anyway. We're just going to make it really heavy. So you can't. We're going to get a 200-pound dumbbell and now try doing a short split jerk. Oh, you can't. Cool. Do a real split jerk and you can. That's like the piece when people get frustrated. And they're like, why can't I power clean that? It's like, you didn't bend your knees. You tried to power clean it with a bicep curl instead. Like there are reasons things happen. People just don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I'd love to ask Greg that question if it should be a sport or not.
Yeah, to see what his perspective. I mean, he probably has a legit. He probably would say, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
I
think
agree
he
with him.
would.
I'll push back on him.
Yeah, push back on him. Get on the fucking show with Savan.
I feel like it's a training program. That was what it was built for. And that's how it should stay.
Well, maybe. Fucking maybe. What else do you got, dude?
Non-CrossFit related?
Yeah, non-CrossFit related. We had some interesting conversations last night.
Yeah.
The equal level of attraction.
For couples?
Yeah, for couples.
Yeah. I was wondering if girls, just like you said, think they're the more attractive ones.
I think most of them do. So chat with conversation goes at like this. First question. I guess it's a double parter, right? In a relationship, I want you to step back and think, are you the better looking one or is your significant other? Do you think you're equal? And then, start to try to uncover why. The other part is, do you think, and I'm not saying this in any insult, like people are into whoever they're into, but more along the lines of like, nobody is going into a relationship and like, I'm going to date that person. I think they're ugly, but their personality is amazing. Like, I think whoever you're dating, you think is beautiful. Or like you're attracted to them. And that's like the piece that I'm talking about. Like somebody else might think I'm fucking ugly and whatever it might be and not their type. But who like equal level of attraction pull together. And most of the time, two people are going to be together that are equally attractive in their own eyes.
Yeah.
Which in turn, I think just naturally happens where it's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, well, let's say Matt and Trill are the same as an example, right? You think you're more attractive, but
No, I don't think I'm ugly, but I have self-confidence issues.
yeah, that's just a self-confidence issue. I just think like most people are attracted or pulled into relationships where you end up dating somebody that you think is attractive. Like, have you ever gone into a relationship and like, first of all, rewind. When you're seeking for a different person to be with, right? It's natural human instinct. It's evolutionary. It's how the world continues to spin. Your job is to reproduce, right? Isn't that like a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not walking around and like, we'll talk how the world works now on Instagram or Tinder or whatever these apps are. You're looking for what? Attraction. What you think is attractive based off of looks, right?
Instinctually, probably.
Instinctually. Like imagine an app like this. No photos. And it was just an AI description of who you are. And your personality. So like no pictures attached. And you're just going through this and you're like, 5'7", blonde, blue eyes with one green eye and a 4-pack, a medium-sized butt. Personality wise, they're kind, they love animals, they have a pet pig, and just all these things that you love. And this is the app. It's the new Tinder. You're just going based off of personality, reading this description that they write about themselves.
I thought it would be the AI. That'd be cooler.
Yeah, the AI. Yeah, okay, fine. An AI writes this for you. You take a picture of yourself.
Like negative shit. It could be like has an ugly mole next to their eye. But it's all opinion based, I guess.
Yeah, because that mole that's what I'm saying. So like whoever you're with, most likely is somebody you are attracted to. Like you've never gone and been like, I'm going to go talk to this person at the bar. I don't think they're attractive, but their personality might be beautiful. Yeah, maybe that happens.
That's a good scenario. No, I don't think that scenario's ever happened.
Where somebody's gone up and said
into a bar and go, this person looks like they have a sweet personality. I'm going to go start up a convo.
With intention to dating them or going on a date or, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah. That's to your point. That would never happen. You don't get to know someone's personality
and then decide whether or not you're going to go home with them.
To go and uncover their personality, right?
Yeah.
Like if the experiment was you're going to go into a dark room and just have conversations with random people, like, yeah, then maybe you could look and identify personality. You're not going to know who to go to first, right? But when the lights are on, you're definitely going to start picking people like, oh, damn, that person's attractive. I'm going to go
Isn't
to
there
them.
a show like this that Trill watches where
Love
they're
is
in two separate Love is Blind? Yeah. So people are already thinking this, but like most people, like when they see those people, they're probably like, whoa.
Love is Blind would
Not my
claim that
type.
it works, but literally they get like one couple every episode, and like they've only had like 4 couples that actually stay married. I think
Yeah.
the show proves that it doesn't work, but they would probably argue the other.
I mean, yeah, I don't think so. I think most like sexual like pheromones are a thing.
Yeah, but you have to remember there's a whole, like, this is a live public television show, right? And this is my biggest problem with the show, is because now in this modern day social media canceling world,
Mm-hmm.
it, at least for the dudes, I can tell by the way they talk in that show, is that they are so scared to say anything wrong, because like if they do, the people will just immediately like cancel them and rip them to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't even think that people are talking in this show genuinely. I think it goes for both parties. But I think dudes have it way worse. Like, you know, if you say like if you were just like, yeah, I'm not attracted to you, when they do the big reveal and you're engaged, it's like you're gonna get fucking trolled.
Yeah.
Like how shallow that you are, like you're a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
So like,
All right, let's
watch the show. You can tell like it's not even a really good experiment because of the fact that it's public television and millions around the world know your Instagram and then will just fucking troll you.
Yeah.
So like you're definitely going into the show. Like if you were to do the show, you would be like, you would not be yourself. I fucking put money on it.
Yeah, that you wouldn't be yourself. I agree. I mean, let's say this: you have a type, right? What's your type? I think yours is easier to say than like mine, or you've joked about it. Like you've said, Trill's Asian, right? And that's your type.
Yeah.
So let's imagine you're on this show. Trill, if you're watching, no, don't be offended. Okay. So we're here watching this show. Matt's on it. He's talking to this person. They're painting this picture that it's like, this is Trill on the other side. You go over there, not Asian. And like yours, let's say you're just gun ho, like I only date Asian people. Let's say I'm only into Asian people. But you're in love with this person's personality. And
that's a good question. Do you think what if you and like Trill and I asked each other that this too? Like if you and Kendall were on the show, do you think you would have picked Kendall?
That's a good question.
It's hard to think about.
That's tough because it's like, hey, I don't think the shows work because you got to be talking to somebody, like reading. I don't know if Asian is your type. I'm the only Asian you've ever had. That's from Trillian Roses.
And we got married, Trill. I mean, obviously it's my type.
That's a good question. Reading people. So we talk about this at work all the time, like being in a Zoom room and like watching people, like when you're showing them different things and talking to them, like that's huge. Like if you can't read somebody's like facial expressions or their personality or their body language, that's huge. Like even people, when you're coaching people and they're standing there, let's say you're telling somebody, go up to somebody like, hey man, can I help you real quick? Yeah, what? Yeah. All of a sudden you're like, okay, well, obviously you don't want fucking help. Or like, hey man, on the pull-ups, I want you to get your hands a little bit wider, knuckles on top of the bar, and I want you to think about X, Y, and Z. Or hey, all I want you to do is I just want you to squeeze your feet together a little bit more. Or hey, like you just got to relax. Like people and their body language speaks volumes. It's the same thing. And like if you were vetting somebody in a relationship and you're not talking to them and you can't read their body language and you're like saying different things, your mood will go up and down. Your attraction will go up and down based off of like different things you're saying and the way they're reacting to things. Our Instagram is dead. We just lost Instagram. We're 1 hour live.
Wait, no, it's still up.
It's probably a delay. It'll probably shut down in a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'll fire it back up.
Yeah. I mean, so saying that, like, let's say you're on the show and would you be more into the personality or do you think you would sit back and be like, oh yeah, definitely looks play a part?
If you're on the show?
Yeah, Love is Blind. You can't say.
All you have is personality.
Yeah, I get that, but like afterwards, I don't think it would work. Like, there's Instagram. There it goes dead. We'll call it a 10-minute more show. I think, yeah, this would be good. Like, it will give new people a notification that we're live. Get some more people in there. People subscribe, okay? Give us a subscription on the YouTube. We need 400 more followers.
Instagram's so stupid.
What'd it do?
Just this is such a dumb process.
Is it live yet?
No, I have to remake the stream on Instagram, write the title again. It's such a dumb thing.
Why is it cap yet an hour?
Yeah, that's another dumb thing. And then you have to trash your live videos. What's up, YouTubers? We love you guys. Wish you commented more. All right, we're back up. So anyway, I think to your very beginning point, you need, I think physical attraction plays a big role in the whole thing.
Yeah. I think so. I think physical attraction plays a bigger role than you would imagine. I think it's across the board for everything you do in your life.
And I
even
think
people you're not emotionally with
can enhance it or take away from it. I'm not discrediting the personality piece, right? Like you might, let's say like you met someone at the gym, not Kendall, but just like a scenario, you know, you first meet them, maybe they're like a 7, right? Then like you start doing workouts with them, like talking more, and then you're like, dude, this person's awesome. They might bump up to like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
That's where the personality piece falls in.
Yeah, that's where it does fall in, and they go up higher. But you go in initially based off of, on a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive is said person. And that's how you're going to base off of your initial vetting process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like Kendall used to joke about like boxes and like, does this person meet my criteria? Does this happen? Does that happen?
Yeah, you were short. You would have got booted.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, exactly. Or like a bunch. He had a list of criteria, right?
Yeah.
Who do we got in the chat? And Nick, you out there, dude?
Yeah, Nick's out here. Nick, you want to J up, dude? Get in here.
Yeah, somebody call in, talk to us about it. Do the live call. And something like, we want to have, we were just talking about body language, and it just creates higher standards. Ken, if you're out there, you can J up. Trill.
Oh, man.
Ken said no.
I think no one knows how to use StreamYard. Like you
just
don't
copy that link.
Yeah, you just go to the link and just follow along. You don't have to fucking.
Nick said, I told you to go for her, LOL, if I was you. And I did, Nick. You did tell me that. I do remember that day. We had a conversation. What?
Nick, what did he say to you?
I said something. I'm pretty sure I said I'm too short.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that, right, Nick? Where I was like, Ken's too tall for me. Right, Ken? Something like that. Ken, you could J up. Talk about it.
Yeah, let's hear your boxes. Like, would you if it was a blind show?
Yeah, I want to know other people's criteria. I want to interview somebody. Like, we'll turn off the cameras. Let's see. I think we should do our own show. We're gonna get 2 people, turn their cameras off, and they're gonna talk to each other, and then we're gonna reveal them, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, no, I'm not into it, or I am." It's gonna make our own fucking
CrossFit to it, and it's gonna be like you could just see their leaderboard stats.
Yeah. Yeah, and that I think that's a huge part to it too. If like we got into it and they were like, I could already see somebody, like people that I know, I won't say their names, but some would be like can you squat? Like I said in the beginning, like that's a thing for me. Like I probably would struggle if somebody came in and like they couldn't even like tie their shoe. Like that'd be huge for me.
Yeah.
Like they can't, like again, let's remove, like imagine they had an injury, different story. It would still probably actually, like, no, I'll be fucking honest. It would still probably be a big deal. It'd be like, oh, we can't do anything. And I'm pretty active. And I'm not saying like things that happen later on down the road, that type of stuff, but like an initial vetting phase is like, I'm looking for somebody that could do things with me, active, that could squat. Didn't I say one time, I think I said this to Ken, maybe she can comment in the chat. You could be a 10. This is a hot take, but if you smoke cigarettes, drops you 5 points.
Really?
Yeah. And then I also compared smoking cigarettes to like not being able to squat. Like if you can't squat and you're a 10, you go down to a 5.
So if Sydney Sweeney's smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes, she's going down to a 5.
I mean, because she wouldn't look that way.
Right?
You mean to tell me that you're down to kiss an ashtray?
No, I'm down. Kiss an ashtray.
And when I say smoke, like I'm talking pack, 2 packs, 3 packs a day. They're just ripping all day. Like you're talking to them right now, and it's just like we're on this channel. Like this is like the 70s, and we're just ripping, and just talking. I just think that's how it would go.
I think maybe she goes down a point or 2.
Yeah, okay, maybe not 5 points, but okay. Now take her, and she can't squat. Her knees touch when she comes. You're coaching her. Her knees are touching, chest is dropping, back's around it, and all of a sudden it's like that looks gross. That's like going through your head.
You go down some more points.
You go down more points, right?
Yeah.
Not saying you got to be the fittest. It's not what we're saying. Just moving well is sexier than moving bad. Like think about watch somebody do a really good power clean versus somebody do like a starfish atrocious, like more than just starfishing, like really bad power clean. You're gonna be like, that's like really good looking. That's really bad.
I'd be more concerned. Like, I think you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah, but you'd also be like, that was ugly. Like watch some of these games athletes. You're like, whoa, that was atrocious. That looked really bad.
Yeah.
I just think it, plays a lot. We're gonna do our own live show on here, the Nobo Love is Blind contest, with a twist of fitness.
Can the guests see the little subtitle? Yeah, they can. Darn it. I was gonna say we could just like hide it from the main screen. It'd just be like black boxes.
Oh, we'll just tell them they can't look at their screen.
Like this.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
I bet you, even if we did this podcast, like if we didn't have cameras on and it was a live show, most people would not feel as comfortable talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not that it's a hot take. I just think that's my stance. Equal level of attraction. It's a theory. It's like the string theory. It's like one of those things. Equal level of attractions, they will pull themselves together. If you're with somebody who's obviously well out of your league, do you think it will work? Do you think it will last? It's a question.
I don't know. You said that never happened to you?
What?
You never dated anyone way out that you thought was way out of your league?
No, I don't think so.
It's kind of super cocky.
It's not anything like that. I just never was like, oh, I'm going to go after the 10 of school.
I never went after the 10 went after me, and I was
the
in
10 went after you. Well, okay, to you, she was a 10. To other people, she probably wasn't.
I mean, she was a big deal. All my friends were like, holy shit, dude, how'd you pull that off?
And did you date long?
No.
How long did the dating work?
It's like Trill said, maybe I just self-destructed it.
And like just, self-sabotage, blew it up.
Yeah.
Probably. That's how it usually works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your question though?
I just don't think that it would like work. I think in most cases it wouldn't work.
Yeah, maybe it's a confidence thing too, right? Maybe I just didn't think I was the same level.
Top dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and so there was a lot of doubt in the relationship. But that's never happened to you?
No.
You're always like the best looking one.
No. I just wouldn't say anybody was like fucking levels above me. I've like never gone to that. I've also not dated fucking hundreds of people like you.
I've only dated 5 people, maybe.
That's it. Like, I guess yours. Yeah, same. Yeah, probably. Maybe not even me.
Yeah, 5.
Wow. Yeah, you're like the long-term type of guy.
Yeah.
This is like relatable. Nobody out there wants a J up. Call in.
Yeah, let's go over your track record. How many people you've dated? We should get Rick in here. He's been with.
Yeah, like see, he'd be perfect. Should we just call him?
He'd be the opposite.
He's one of those guys. If we called him, the show goes on for another 3 hours. This would be our longest episode.
Send him the link, dude.
The YouTube, you got to post it in Discord. We
How
need
many
somebody.
relationships have you had?
What?
How many relationships have you
Let me
had?
go through it.
Yeah, I think I know.
5.
Is that counting the post Seattle?
Yeah.
It was a short stint. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's counting it. Is that what you count it?
Yeah. I was counting that one as one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was short though. I was like 2 months, a rebound.
Yeah, it was a short stint.
Trying to think if I had a rebound, but we never moved to like relationship status. It just stayed friends with benefits status.
Yeah. Well, I get the one that you're referring to. I don't think ever moved to relationship status either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was short.
Yeah, I don't. At least from my memory, I don't think it ever moved to that status.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even know if that's like a confidence issue. I feel like most people are.
Relationships. How many people were you intimate with? So it'd be 5 plus.
Like, what do you mean? Wait, in the relationship or like people that you didn't date?
That you didn't date, just everybody you've had intimacy with. I like how you're counting on your fingers. Rick would be like out of fingers and toes.
Probably closer to 10.
Closer to 10.
Yeah. Not a lot compared to most people.
Yeah.
Maybe 10, maybe 9. But I think it's probably. I think most people are probably way above that.
Yeah. I think I'm under 10 too.
I feel like most guys probably are. Well, besides Rick.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I got Ryan Falls. If you're out there, dude.
Yeah, but those are like the anomalies, we'll call it. Like, there's a lot of people that are in a whole different.
Hard not to name drop on this show.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. After watching Savon yesterday, they just fucking are mean to people. I think we just run with that and just that's our personality, a dry sense of humor. If you don't like, fuck out of our show. It's like our show. That's the cool thing. It's like our boy Kennedy's always talking about freedom of speech.
This is the dude's perspective. So, ladies in the chat, just drop some numbers in there.
Yeah, I don't think most people want to do that. They like the anonymous stuff. We'll start calling people out. What?
How many relationships you had, and how many?
What do you think the average is? I'm sure Google has something.
Intimate partners you've had.
I'm sure there's been case studies or other stuff. Average.
I feel like I'm on the lower end.
Average.
That's more personality wise.
Profile of a single American. All right. Let's pull up research here. Singles are split between being and off, saying that they are currently partnered and single.
That's just one. This guy.
Yeah, this guy. So are single. This is about people who are single. I want to know about people in most older single women are not looking to date. A lot of just data. About half of the daters are open to either a relationship or a casual date. We're younger, not top priority. That's not what we're looking. How many girlfriends or boyfriends does the average person have? All right, here we go. I don't know if this is a legitimate source. Well, geez, this doesn't even say. This is like fucking a Reddit thing that people are just pulling random stats in. All right, do we believe Reddit? Do we trust Reddit?
Yeah, it's some kind of data
that got archived. It's gone. Average man rarely date women. 80-90% of women only date the top 10% of men. Huh?
Like attraction wise?
I guess, yeah. The average number of sexual partners, male, female.
Sounds what we want, what we want right there.
Okay, so this is the average number of sexual partners. This isn't dating, but this is ages 15 to 19. 72% of women and 71% of men had 0 to 1 partners. 17% of that age group for both had 2 to 4. So So there's like a wide gap.
Yeah.
Some people are 0. That's most likely probably the younger age. Let's go to like more of where we are. Ages 25 to 29. Still doesn't fit you in there.
Sorry. Nice bracket.
Among women, 25% had 0 to 1.
Okay.
31% had 2 to 4, and then 24% had 5 to 9. 21% of the population for women had 10 plus partners. So that's a 25% swing across the board.
All right. What about men?
So basically every fifth, is it every fifth or fourth woman is going to be in that. So a group of 5 women, you're going to talk to one. Yeah, every 4. So a group of 4, that's even lower. One person has had 0. The other person you're talking to is somewhere between 2 and 4. The other one is 5 to 9. The other one's 10 plus.
Damn.
Okay. For men,
yeah,
17% had 0 to 1. So we got a decline there. So somewhere in there, we're going to have a higher number. 26% had 2 to 4. 25% had 5 to 9. 33%. This is the Ricks out there. 33% had 10 plus.
Oh, shit. So
between
there's more
the age of 5 and 29.
Wait, that's low bracket was 0 to 1.
0 to 1 was 17% for men from the ages of 25 to 29.
That point in my life, I think I was in the next one up. What was that? 2 to 4?
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
And what percent would I fall into?
You'd fall into the 25%.
25%. So I'd be the 1 and 4.
Yeah, you'd be the 26%. I'm sorry. Then we got the average Joe Schmo at ages 35 or 30 to 35. Women, 22%, 0 to 1. 31%. This is now increase 2 to 4. 25%, 5 to 9. 22%, 10 plus partners. Men, 17, 0. Now we decrease 21%, 2 to 4. 20% in 5 to 9. We have an astronomical number here. Rick, 42% men, 10 plus. Okay.
Damn.
And as the age goes up, the male number goes down, women goes up. Interesting statistics.
So I'm actually at
You're the
low end.
Yeah, you're the low end. Same.
We'd have to figure out the total percentage because we would be with those 0 to 1 people.
Mm-hmm.
I would put myself there.
Yeah.
And the 2 to 4 at that age. At this, my current bracket, I think I'm in the 0 to 1. Adam says same.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, is it a Lombardi thing? I thought the other Lombardis that were pretty...
I don't think it's a Lombardi thing. I think it's just something to do with confidence, the environment you're in.
Or how we were raised.
Yeah, how we were raised. I don't know. I want to set the fucking tone here. Pull up where we're from, because a couple of the fucking folks out here think we're from the middle of fucking nowhere.
Hold on, let's go back to Dave. We got to dig into this a little bit.
Into what?
I don't know. We're just not the one night stand type of people.
Okay. Do you want some more data? You want me to pull up some more info?
And I think we've all had opportunities and declined it. I know you definitely have.
Yeah, I've declined several.
What about you? Have you ever had a one night stand? You think you go to confidence?
I think it's confidence. I mean,
how could it be confident? I think you've had like golden opportunity, 100% down, written confirmed. You were in the situation and you still were not down.
I think confidence. 100%. I was bullied my whole life. I'm still bullied to this day.
I think maybe it's just not what you're looking for. I think maybe you're not attracted to that situation.
Potentially. That's a good way to look at it. Maybe that's a good way. No one night stands. Yeah. I think you fucked me over, dude. I think it's you. I blame it on you. It's just you've taught me that I always needed to go into relationships.
Adam taught you that?
No, you.
Oh, no, I never taught you that. I was like your biggest fan. I was like, dude, you're like a stud, man.
Yeah, because I'm sure.
Prime of your life.
The prime of my life. Yeah, we did talk about that before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was confidence issues because in some of those instances, we are our family. I think we're raised strangely. I don't think we were raised to be weird. Maybe.
It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, we need some other bodies in here. We need some people to talk about it. What are you laughing at, Ken, in the back?
Yeah.
She's probably eating something.
I sent the link to Rick, said we needed him on here, but he's not interested. It's busy.
So what did he say? He said no?
Yeah, I think maybe we just go. I think we're gonna make an executive decision, and the podcast is gonna be around 4 to 5 p.m. from now on.
Yeah, we just have a higher qual rate of people.
Yeah, I think the PM times are better.
Yeah, I agree. Which is from Matt to Luke. I think Josh hasn't either. Yeah. There's other people though in the family that have. It's an interesting thing. I think it just comes down to maybe also your values, your morals. There's probably a lot to it. Because like in those one situation, there's been a couple situations in your life where you just were doing it, where it was like, when I say doing it, it's not like just fucking always sexual. I'm just talking in general of like just doing things out of your norm.
Yeah.
Like hanging around people that you're like, yeah, this isn't going to go anywhere, but I'll just hang, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Interesting. A lot of fucking data we got to go over. Got a lot of things to cover. But yeah, maybe the PM is probably better. We get more people. People drop some chat, like a thumbs up or thumbs down if you want the PM versus the morning. Thumbs up for the PM, thumbs down for the morning. Or it doesn't matter, or you don't care.
Yeah. You're just down for whenever.
Yeah. It doesn't matter to me. I prefer the afternoon, actually. It does matter to me. Yeah. I prefer the evening.
I think I do too now.
Yeah. I feel like stuff's gone through the day. Like I can talk about different things.
Dude, the expert here in fucking relationships.
Have you been watching the episode?
No.
Can we introduce you?
Yeah.
All right. So this is everybody. This is you don't have your name on here, but this is Eric.
It says Eric.
He's the mastermind behind the Nobo theme song. Can you play it real quick, Matt?
Real quick. He's forgot.
He's
genius.
How have you been watching the episode?
He hasn't watched a lick of it.
None.
We're talking right now about sexual intercourse.
Relationships. We're talking about relationships.
Yeah, relationships and the average human. So I want you to dig in a little bit based off of how you know me and Matt. And
hold on. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's get into
it. Wait, I got confused there. We're talking about sex, but you mean to know how I know about you guys?
No.
First, let's start with you. Because Luke and I have already revealed our numbers. How many relationships have you been in?
What's a relationship?
Like official girlfriend, boyfriend.
People knew. Yeah, not when you were trying to keep under the radar.
4. All right. And then how many partners have you been intimate with?
What's intimate?
Wait, you've only been in 4 relationships?
Yeah. Actual relationship. Yeah.
Holy shit. That's it from like the inception of Rico.
The next number, dude.
What?
We gotta uncover the data a little bit. Like since the inception of Eric. Like 4, that's it.
That's it. I'm not like quick to just, give the title, man. You got
okay. I mean, I'm only there. The chat's gonna understand why I'm a little bit perplexed there. Okay. So it's 4. So Matt, what's your next question?
So now we got to talk about like the other one we uncovered. How many intimate relationships have you had?
Define intimate.
I mean, I was going to say like kissing, but I think for you, we got to go a little bit deeper. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go there. I didn't know Anna was there. Sorry.
I can answer.
Trill says 4 seems low, but I think we're about to dig in and understand some more data here.
Okay.
Nah, he's legit on 4. I can vouch for him.
I mean, I agree, but like based off of some of the data that we've pulled up on the internet, percentages. You want me to read some of the stats again, Rick, real quick?
This is like the average for the person?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to give you the stats for male, female on the ages of 29 or 25 to 29. Okay. Or do you want me to start younger?
Yeah, that's a good number.
Okay. So for the average woman, 25% had 0 to 1, 31% 2 to 4, 24, 5 to 9, and then 21% 10 plus partners. For the male, 17% had 0 to 1, 26% had 2 to 4, 25% had 5 to 9, and then the top 33% had 10 plus partners.
But this is like committed relationships.
No, this is average sexual partners by age.
Sex.
Yeah. So now so you had 4 relationships. Now what?
Now what?
Sexual relationships. We got a number.
Me and Matt we're on the lower end. We're just trying to understand where we sit, and then
is a one night stand included, like a sexual encounter?
If your penis entered a vagina.
My penis entered a vagina?
Yes.
Yeah.
Symbology there.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Over
I mean, that's
20. Can we just round over 30?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're the top 1%.
50.
Okay. So now to layer that in,
60, over 60, over 70.
We're
80.
talking 100 plus.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, it might be. It might be around 100. I think.
A month?
What?
A month.
A month.
A month for the year, for that whole time frame of
His life.
25 to 30.
Life, 100 in a month. Holy shit.
Well, we're just trying to understand, dude.
No, probably like around 100.
My guess is 150.
No,
Okay.
that's probably like 100.
it's not that suave.
Yeah, not that.
I think we're being a little generous with 100. I mean, Eric's usually pretty open. I don't think we've gotten quite to 100, but if you want to talk about
Probably
It's
100.
100. I've
I
counted.
don't think it's 100.
I've counted.
I think
How have you counted? Did you just go to the Tinder prof?
she's a detective.
I'm a detective. It's like 100. It's like around ish.
All right. So, Rick, you might have some good insight to hear.
Okay.
Why do you feel? Do you think it's family, like how me and Matt were raised, that we're on, we'll call it the lower average side? Do you think it's just our morals? Like, what's the differentiator?
I mean, Rick's uncovered something we've never even done. Rick's had a one night stand.
Yeah.
Luke, you never had a one. Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
Someone you didn't know.
Rick, you know me way better. Yeah, someone I know. So if we're counting that, it doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count if it's someone you know.
Why
Okay.
doesn't it?
Because a true one night stands like literally you meet someone random, have sex, and that's the last you hear of them.
Okay.
You just
It's
smashed.
not
You
just a
just
one-off.
smashed ones. That
Okay. So then never for me.
Okay.
Okay. But do you think that it's like me and Matt were going through it. I think it's a confidence thing. Matt says it's something that we're not looking for, or something I'm not looking for.
I mean, I spent my whole lifetime trying to study Matt and his relationships, and I never cracked the code. But I mean, it could be a lot of different things. I think that it could be confidence. I mean, it could be like, we joke about or say a lot like sex drive, things like that, right? Like if you're not as sexually driven, I feel like you're not going to pursue those kind of.
Here's why I don't think it's confidence, though. Like sometimes there's been situations that was like a guaranteed shoe in, and I would just run from the situation.
Well, I mean, is it confidence in the fact that you can have the one night stand, or confidence that the one night stand is going to go?
Oh, like if I could perform.
I don't think it's about performance.
Well, I mean, maybe not even about performance. Maybe you're just worried about like, because you guys are different with social situations. Luke, you're more, in my opinion, for a while. Maybe Matt's opened up, but like when I first met Matt, a lot more. I don't want to say like not a sociable person, but he's not as outgoing. I imagine that if you're trying to think about having a one night stand, like what's the worst part of any sexual encounter, right? Like in any TV show, movie, you see it's right after it happens, right? That awkward moment. So I feel like if you're conscious enough to, think in hindsight about what that awkward moment's going to be like, maybe you would shy from it.
That's probably it. That's probably a good insight.
I would think that would be part of it. Performance could be part of it. Matt's saying it's not performance, but maybe it would be that. People get all hyped up and they think that they want to have like, the threesome, but then when
that's where I'm more worried about performance in the threesome situation. I don't think I could even like get to the nitty gritty without like.
See, that's the thing, right? Like if you're already in like before it even happens, you're telling yourself out and saying you can't have a threesome. That makes sense.
I just don't know if I could try. I just don't know how far I'd make it along.
I mean, your attitude right now makes me think that you would.
It's confidence.
And that's the difference, right? Like for me, I'm a taken man now. But if I was a single man and I had the opportunity for that, then I would be very stoked to do it, right? Like I wouldn't be second guessing it or hesitant to think about doing it. So I think that's the difference.
It's interesting. An active man like yourself has never been in that situation.
Definitely had to have been.
Yeah.
I think part of it actually is he just doesn't give a fuck. I think part of it for us is we care about other people's feelings too much.
You say I have no empathy towards you.
You, I don't know. I think Rick sometimes was like more concerned about like, all right, I need this right now.
Yeah, I
And
think
then-
to put it kindly, you're just saying his instinctual urges take a hold at a certain point.
Yeah, and then he'll feel like afterwards he's like, look, I'm sorry to like, I just can't do this again.
Also, you guys have more of like to try to like defend myself because I don't want to come off like a non-empathetic person. Maybe you guys just have a higher, like, you put sex on a pedestal, right? In terms of like what it means to do it. Maybe that comes from religion. Maybe that comes from your upbringing, etc. Right?
It's not religion for us, but I get your point. Okay.
Well, I mean, even though it might not directly come from religion, it could indirectly come from religion, right? Because Christianity and all that, we put like it's like a marriage thing. So think about how that kind of passes down and how people like relate it to the gravity of it. For me, I always have been able to separate relationship sex and sex.
Yeah.
I think Anna has a good point for Luke, especially. What about fear of an STD? I remember Luke could not handle the factor of getting someone pregnant.
Yeah, that for me, that was always a big thing. Was like, the STD, usually was like, I mean, I guess anybody can have it, but wasn't like a concern for me in that instance. But it was the other part was like, oh, I ain't getting you pregnant.
Yeah, remember how depressed he was when he lost his virginity?
Yeah, I mean, that makes more sense than anything else. I think like the fear of that for sure. And I don't. It's in hindsight, I don't know why it doesn't scare me as much as the average person.
Just more careless with it.
Yeah, I think it's careless. I think Rick is more of just like this is this is just how it is.
She's attractive. We're having fun, and I need to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good chat. This is not
I've also
PG friendly today. Okay.
Well, I feel like my pull-out game is 100%.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
So
I gotta be careful with these two.
What?
Children
Is
watching?
it a family podcast?
No, it ain't a family content. If you got your kids on here, pull them out now.
So Eric made a very good point one day or actually you just made one right now when you said that he can separate sex, because I was telling him that like for me to be intimate with somebody, I need feelings. It's a very girl thing, I'm assuming. And
apparently not. These two have it.
Yeah. But connection, right? Like the bonding part of it. And then obviously, well, anyways, what Garrick was telling me was that obviously sex is just sex, and then the relationship sex is different.
Mm-hmm.
But one question that you guys can ask him is how many times, like the number wouldn't be the same of how many people you've gone down at or to. What's it at?
Down gone down on?
On, yeah, gone down on.
Number 3.
I don't think it's
that's just to tell you that like that's very intimate to him. Like that part is very intimate, or vice versa. Like,
gotcha. Okay, we're going to the nitty-gritty.
Like,
what's the number, Eric?
Sex, right? Like sex is just sex. We're just gonna do that, like kissing and actually being intimate in a way where like you're doing more things, like oral to him. Like, that's completely different because
I think it's interesting there.
Oral is higher on the tier.
For you, I think it's opposite.
Huh?
Isn't it opposite for Luke? I think it's opposite for Luke. That's like your go-to move. We talk about this live? Are you okay?
I'm okay. We can talk about it. I'm just like, is the chat going to be able to handle like this conversation the way this podcast is going?
No, but I show you that Eric does think that sex, like the actual,
like we're losing viewers left and right.
That the penetration act of it is not.
Yeah, you're saying that
it's just sex.
Yeah. So if we ask them a different question, we
Yeah.
get a more aligned answer to us.
Gotcha.
I would think so, yeah, because sex to him is just sex. It just
Okay.
mean
I mean,
or not any
that's
in that sense where it's just like the act of it. It's just not personal, it's not intimate. So
Except with you.
all right. So take it back to how this whole conversation even started, Rico.
Yeah.
You're in a bar. Well, okay, equal level of attraction, two parties. When you're picking these prospects and you're going
First of all,
through,
who's more attractive in your relationship, you or Anna?
yeah,
What? Who's more what?
Attractive.
Like who's the better looking person?
Yeah.
who's the
Anna.
reacher? Was it reacher?
Anna.
No.
Yeah, I'm the reacher.
Anna, what's
Yeah,
your
who-
opinion?
No.
so you think Rico? Like, I mean, no feelings hurt. Like, you can just say whatever you want. Like, chat. Anybody out there? I want you to drop your name or your significant others, or 1 for the female, 2 for the male, and you can just drop the number.
No, I think Eric is super fucking hot, so I wouldn't think that. I wouldn't think the other way.
If you-
Okay, but you don't think either of you both are the same. Like, one of you has to be hotter. You're not like.
Well, I don't look at myself in the mirror and get off, so I just feel like I'm gonna naturally think Anna is more attractive than I am.
Okay.
Do you look in the mirror and you're like, "Damn, I'm hot"?
No, I look at you guys and I think you're equal. I think you're like equally attractive.
Yeah, I would agree.
You've got a nice cut jawline, good mustache, good bone structure.
Yeah,
They're
good
like-
singer.
Anna has nice eyes.
What are
No,
we?
don't.
Are we 8s?
It's
we
a good
7?
number.
Are we
Eight.
7?
Can't be a 7. It can't be a 7.
Yeah.
Just a good solid 8.
So I feel like if you're not gonna give me a 7, you're probably either gonna give me a 5, 6, or an 8. So what am I? What are we if we're the same number?
I'll give you an 8.
Yeah.
6.
We'll take that.
But when you're okay, so when you're prospecting in the bar, are you picking somebody based off their personalities, or are you gonna be like,
Well,
person's hot, I'm gonna go talk to them?
Person's not gonna talk to them. I mean,
Yeah, you're not gonna go up to somebody and be like, it's at 4, but their personality might be fucking bomb. I'm gonna go talk to them.
Nah, I mean, I wouldn't even want to date a 4. So
That's what. I mean, that was our point in the beginning, and that's where like we were just saying this stuff is you know.
Taryn says we're all heavy overthinkers.
In what fucking way are we overthinkers?
I don't know. It's one of the comments. Just reading it to you.
Just one of the comments. Well, I'm not like angry. I'm just asking. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I don't know if I would say we're overthinkers. I think Eric has a good perspective on this. Would you say we're overthinkers or thinkers?
Oh,
We're
never
just
mind.
analytical. What?
overthink.
She said it's just me and you were overthinkers. She said Eric's just a real G.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, in what way are we overthinkers? Let's dig into it. Curiosity.
I feel like Matt is worse than you.
Okay.
I'm fucking the most chill person here.
Matt is worse than you. He's the most like I've experienced dating relationships with Matt that I've never thought would ever happen in my lifetime. And Luke, you're kind of close to him, but I feel like you're still a little bit more like I don't want to say risk taker, but like you're willing to like do some things.
Okay.
But
We're talking relationships, right? And sexuality.
yeah, I mean that's the topic of the podcast,
Yeah.
right?
I thought
Well,
you were talking about life.
No, I mean we could. That's a whole different thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about life in general, I don't know if I would say like overthinker is the right word.
I mean, you guys. Yeah, you guys are overthinkers. Maybe. I don't
Okay.
know if it's a bad thing, but
Yeah, a lot of the people think I'm the overthinker and sensitive. Okay, interesting. I got you.
you are more sensitive. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
you're more sensitive. You're more in touch with your emotions.
Yeah, emotions. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but I've seen Matt. You know, like I said in the speech, I've seen him run from women. I've never seen
In
any
real life. I was good at chat roulette.
real. And like I remember, one of my favorite stories actually involves you both. Although Luke, you were too young, but I remember when you had just moved out to Santa Barbara. You had been there maybe a year or something like that, and you both were single, and you guys called me up and you said you need me to come out there. We're gonna pick up chicks, and it's
He loves this story.
Yeah, this guy.
gonna be the greatest week. You know, we need you. Da, da, da. And unfortunately, Luke couldn't come out because we went to a bar and you weren't 21 at the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, to talk about like who would I go after? What I base off of looks at it. We're standing at the bar. This bar is like kind of like a club bar, and I see these two girls, and they're both beautiful. So there was no like question of like, oh, he's just trying to use Matt to like go after the one girl and make him wing me and da da da. They're both really attractive. I'm like telling Matt the game plan. We're psyched up. I'm like, I'm gonna buy these two girls drinks. We're gonna send it over, and then we're gonna walk over and start talking to them. And right when I walk over, I say hi to them. I turn around and Matt's gone, and he literally left, ran out of the club. Like this is just like I've never experienced that before with anybody else.
This is my confidence in you, dude. I knew you were going to be able to make it happen, and it became too real, so I had to bail.
Let's talk about the psychology there. Like, why did you just run?
I don't know. It's like I was telling Luke. It's just like I just maybe I'm just not into that kind of relationship.
But why did you get like you were excited to do it? I mean, I flew out for this, so you guys initiated it. You're like, we need to pick up chicks. You wanted to pick up chicks, and then when the reality's happening, the possibilities happening, what went through your head?
Like, fuck, this is actually happening. I don't know if I'm ready.
Ready for what?
Whatever that's going to be, like a one night stand. I never had one.
So that's what it was. It always came down to like you thought it was going to be a one night stand.
Yeah, I never got the concept of like you could just have sex with a rando, and like that was just what you guys did together, and that was it.
But why does it have to be a one night stand anyway?
It doesn't. I just don't have exposure.
I mean, to the part earlier,
fear of the unknown.
I think to the part earlier from everybody saying the overthinker part, I think that's the piece of what Eric might be. Everybody's getting at. It's like constantly thinking of like, all right, well, here's how it needs to go. The string theory is like this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, and all of a sudden it's not an enjoyable moment anymore because you're like, well, so many fucking things could happen. I don't want that.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because like it's just what we choose to overthink about in life. Because it's funny when I think about the one night stand thing. We were talking about the scary stuff that comes with it, like pregnancy, STDs, like anybody that's an overthinker could go down that road and psych themselves out. And I think I'm an overthinker in a lot of ways, but apparently not this. And then, but then in reverse, you guys are like that. But like then again, Matt drives a motorcycle, and I think that's like one of the riskiest things you could do in your life, and like could die any moment. But yet, when it comes to sex, he starts doing the rabbit hole and justifying.
Yeah. That's where I think Luke's right. Like it's just like the people pleaser in us.
Yeah. To pull away from like sex and all that, I think just in general with most things that we do in life is like that.
Is like what?
Just more methodical with our thought process.
Oh, you're saying you two in general. That's what you guys are like with most things.
I would agree.
I think we're people pleasers. It's in the family blood. Like that's why I'm a man's man. Like people just love it.
But if that girl wanted to be pleased by you.
Ooh,
yeah, she probably might have wanted to.
Like I remember, I'm sorry, Trill, if you're watching this. Hopefully you're over it by now. But like, I remember that one time we were at the bar and there was that girl. This was like back in Phoenixville where we lived, and there was that girl that knew you or something like that, or you might have even dated in high school, and somebody had like linked you two up, like that you were both in the bar, and I remember she came up to you to talk to you, and she was really cute. So it was another girl. Like it wasn't like a bad looking girl or something like that. And again, I watched you. I actually physically saw you this time. I caught you run out of the bar.
Yeah, I went home.
And but like she liked you, obviously. So how are you being a people pleaser by running away from this girl?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Would you have any insight for me?
Yeah, like we brought on the expert for a reason.
I, for some reason, just had to leave. Like I was scared.
Yeah, you were scared. But I think my biggest question is like you date. You're now married, so it's like you like the most.
Crack the code. She knows how to crack the code.
So was it all her? are you saying? Like did she have to chase you? Because
Yeah, she tells a different story, but she definitely chased me.
okay, because I mean, I've heard variations of the story too through you, and I remember for a while it sounded like you were the specifically frequenting a certain place to see her.
Yeah. Well, I was in her, but I wasn't going to make any moves. I would just show up.
But you weren't running from her, and
I was creating opportunities for her to talk to me.
I want to know what power, or was it like pheromones or something? Like, what drew you to Trill that like made it so that you didn't run away? Because in every other instance, I can think of all these other, attractive girls, whatever, or situations where you could have dated some person. It didn't have to be a one night stand, but you chose. Unfortunately, I wasn't around to see the Trill. How that came into be. But like, what was the difference there?
I think that's where it is. I think Trill just, for some reason, I just inherently feel safer, comfortable around her.
What's the reason?
I don't know either. I think it's like, that's like I'm saying, it's like a feeling. I'm like
she's the one.
The one. She's the one.
But there's no like.
She's one of the ones.
No, she was the one.
I think people have multiple ones, but yeah, we happen to find each other.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one.
Yeah,
but
like everybody else scared him, or he thoughts.
But I could say,
not scared me. Like, let's not fucking paint my character on live television.
Like if somebody asked me the same question, like I could talk about why, like certain like elements of Anna that made it for me to want to pursue that relationship. So that's what I'm trying to understand. What was it about? You can't just say like she's just the one. I'm sure that especially an overthinker such as yourself probably analyzed and thought about the different things that made her be the one. So what is it about her that made her the one?
Like I said, I just got this feeling of like safeness or like comfortability around her. Like she didn't come on too aggressive, or like I knew she was trying to have sex. So I kind of, like took some of the pressure off. Luke, is there something fucking funny?
I just think, I know. I just think that it's just, I don't think there's anything deep to it. I think it's more of just like he saw Trill, was attracted to Trill, and he pursued it, and then it kind of just naturally snowballed on its own.
She was like, "Can I get on a ride on the motorcycle?" Like she set up a nice date. Like, it wasn't like, "Hey, let's meet at the bar, get hammered, and smash" kind of thing. It was like,
if these girls ever like, well, there probably were instances where that might have happened, but like if I think about all these moments that I was around you, I don't think any of the girls ever were like, "You want to go fuck in the back?" Like I'm pretty sure just talking. Like
that's just how they came off, though. Like they like made it seem like sex was a real possibility.
I don't think it has anything to do with any of the sex. I think it was just more of something. There was some sort of deeper layer to it.
It's just an unspoken thing.
Yeah, like Trill says in the comments, I think it was because I wasn't looking for a relationship, and that's probably it. It was like there was no strings attached to it. There was no stress attached to it. It was like it's just whatever happens, happens. Versus like I think there's other relationships where it's like there's an expectation that's followed up by it, not just like hanging out, doing whatever, having a good time, so on.
Because Matt is a networker.
Yeah,
I'm fucked up, Rick. Is that what you want me to say? I'm fucked up.
He has to like weed his way into the relationship. It's got to be kind of like friends first.
Yeah.
Then lovers.
Yeah.
It's a very filtered process.
Yeah,
it could have been to my detriment, but this,
Well, clearly not. You
found Trills, so that's like the one good thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, what about you, Luke?
What about it?
Same thing. Like what?
I think Luke's even more adverse to it. Like he wouldn't even fire up Tinder. I would at least try.
Yeah, you were hesitant with the Tinder.
Yeah, it just wasn't into the Tinder. I think it just like tainted the whole idea for me of just like letting something organically happen on its own.
Sure.
That I think that's where it was for me. I don't think
you also had a lot of women pursue you too that you declined.
Not that I declined.
You declined, and that's why I want to ask you the same question.
Good scenario. Here we go.
Here we go. Throw it up.
Where you is the networking thing, because you've had you've dipped into it a little bit, but you've also had the similar a lot of opportunities, attractive girls. I've seen it,
Mhm.
but you also
Thanks,
declined.
Vic.
And so, what is it? The networking thing, is it the same? Because your current relationship was someone that Matt and Trill already knew, and so it was like a more like easy like entry into getting to know the person. Are those the kinds of things that you also look for?
Absolutely not. Because like, if we were to say some of the situations that you're familiar with, like I knew those people very well.
Huh?
Most of the situations you're referring to, like I knew most of those people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So like, I don't think it has anything to do with networking, but maybe.
Well, I don't mean networking I mean like they're in your network. You know them, like they're people that you know.
Okay. So you're referring to like, so what about it though?
Are you the same as Matt in that regard? Like, in order to date somebody, you have to have already known them.
Probably.
Because if I'm thinking about your past relationships, it seems the same, right? Like you knew them all before.
Yeah, probably. Like, yeah, okay, I get your point. Yeah, probably. Like, there's not anybody I was just like, oh, random stranger, gonna go hit this person up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the similarity.
Yeah.
So then to dissect, is that my fault? Did I fuck him up?
Well, I don't know.
Did
Again,
Matt make me an overthinker?
I want if I had to like sit here and be like a therapist and like analyze you guys, or not a therapist, is this a therapist or psychiatrist? I never know the difference. Like your guys' family is you guys have this very much like full neighborhood family life upbringing where like everybody kind of knows each other and they're all in this big group, and I'm sure like that also is intertwined with like similar friends and stuff like that, and I imagine that comfortability comes into the relationship side too as well. Like you guys would have loved an arranged marriage, I feel like where your family.
No fucking way.
Fucking hell no.
This guy's a fucking nut. An arranged marriage. Can you imagine that?
He'd want to arrange it. He'd be the guy that wants to arrange it.
Yeah, because that's what he thrives off of. He used to be like, look, you need to do this. You need to do it for
It's
me.
a very Italian thing, though. My grandparents did it, so I feel like you guys would appreciate that.
Yeah, probably. Oh,
At
Rick.
least listen to me, man.
Yeah. Coming up on the 2-hour mark. So we're gonna, probably end this show now. Chat, it's X rated now. The Novo podcast has taken a turn for the R rate.
The words, like the bad words, do you guys like edit them out, or is this just like
No, we just tell YouTube that it's explicit and not for children.
Yeah, and then we're gonna also make sure that like the title gets changed to like most inappropriate episode of all time, Novo podcast, episode 20.
new song for this specific podcast? It's a little bit more like porn friendly, like just
Yeah.
R&B kind of.
Yeah. We've been looking for a new song. We've been waiting for it.
Yeah, you've been sitting on it for a while.
I mean, you were supposed to give me some feedback, but I never got.
I think it's fine, dude. I think it's fine.
Chat loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people love the song. But it's great chatting with you, man.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
Rick, we always appreciate the insight. This was the second time we've had an expert on the show, so thanks for popping in, man. All right, Rick, Anna, it's good chatting. See you.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, Coach.
Wow. I mean,
Show took a turn. So the Novo podcast is now, it's got new depths to it, new levels. Coach, I want you to we got to work on our overthinking. I just want us to be more chill.
Maybe that's why the show lasts so long.
Because we're overthinkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Some would say we're overthinking already now. So
it comes down to time and place. I think there's definitely some time and place for overthinking. But yeah, maybe we do it too much.
Yeah. We'll work on it. Chat, we'll work on it.
Like you bought a mountain bike pretty quickly. You didn't really do much thinking.
Yeah. I think it's, maybe the overthinking is in different spots, different categories.
Yeah.
When safety is involved. Where like when other people's emotions are involved, something.
Yeah. I think we're people pleasers to mix
Yeah.
it with.
Like we want to make sure everybody else around us is having a good time, make sure everybody else is happy. If somebody's disappointed, we want to fix the reason, or like make sure it's like, oh, well, if they're unhappy, like I don't really care about, I'm like chill for anything. So like, what do you want to do? I think that's the overthinking that people are referring to.
Yeah.
But it's all right. You know,
that's another episode dedicated into interviewing us.
Yeah. At some point, somebody's got to get in here. If not, Nobo Podcast. It's just going to become a show about us.
We'll just interview each other.
Yeah. All right. Well, dude, it was good talking to you.
Yeah, man. Always a good time.
Chat. Hopefully this episode, resonates
Are
well
we
with
doing
all of
the
you.
midweek episode? Did you confirm that? Are we going to try for that?
We'll try. We're going to just keep it a CrossFit one. So the RX rated stuff will disappear for that one.
RX
we're going to try
on the Nobo Podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Wednesday?
I guess we'll look at the schedule. Yeah, we'll see what day works best.
Yeah.
Just depends on the gym. All right, dude. GG's.
Yeah, man.